Hello to all from one of the most beautiful and important points of Istanbul. Now we are in Galata Port, and I have three precious guests for Italian Design Day Turkey 2020. As you know, Italian Design Day is organizing cooperation with Yıldız Technical University, Yıldız Technopark, General Consulate of Italy, and Italian Culture Center. Now I would like to introduce you my dear guests. I would like to start with Özlem Yalım, from Tepta Aydınlatma, Tepta Lighting. We have Manuel Marcuz from iGuzzini and Tankut Mülayimsi from TT&M Design Consultants. I would like to start with Özlem Yalım, and I would like to ask about your proficiency and how you define your company, Tepta Aydınlatma.
Thank you for inviting us for such a lovely meeting this evening. Tepta Lighting is a 30 years old lighting company, lighting appliances and services company. We represent more than 27 Italian brands, and we have long journeys with Italian companies, and one of them is of course iGuzzini, which we started our journey. We first started to make the architectural lighting of spaces, but then our company profile and company collection has developed into the creative field, urban lighting and garden lighting and outdoor lighting. And now we have a very large scope of lighting appliances. We represent, for example, Catalani Smith, Prandina, Terzani. These are the very well known and very design based companies in Italy as well. They represent the design heritage of Italy, and we are engaged in projects both in Turkey and also the neighbor geographies. In short, I may tell you about this. We are a 40 people of team. Yes, we are doing our lighting business all around this geography.
Thank you very much. That's a very big honor of us to have you as a guest in Italian Design Day.
Thank you.
And actually we were planning to talk about sustainability, drawing picture, beauty and innovation in the field of Italian Design Day 2020. But unfortunately we faced through this COVID pandemic, and we are trying to return our life against pandemic. So maybe that can be a question of your proficiency, how your life changed, how your company life changed. Are you able to manage this online working system? How is it going in Tepta Aydınlatma, Tepta Lighting?
Of course, Tepta has been affected as many other companies, and lighting industry also was affected hardly because the offices has been closed, the constructions has been stopped. And people started to stay more longer times in their houses. We had both positive and negative effects in our businesses. But as may I say, our relationships with our represented companies became more warmer, more stronger during this process. At the beginning, of course, we had the great shock with everybody. We were locked down in our houses, and we started to communicate with especially our Italian colleagues because at the beginning Italy was in a trouble, and we were also learning from them because they were facing the trouble before us, and we were trying to focus on what they are doing and how they are doing. So we were expecting our future as well. But we kept our relationship in a very strong way, and as I can say, most of our companies never stopped. They worked again and again, and they always informed us about their situation, about their teams, their production sites. Of course, the government stopped some trade relationships, but they even didn't stop during the August holiday. So we were very grateful. And we are very happy that we didn't have big losses in our companies, in our colleagues. Now we get back to our offices. Of course, the COVID has another increase at the moment, but we are working from our offices, of course, taking all the precautions in our team. But everything is going on its way. So when
We
it
start
comes,
to get used to.
yes, on our side, yes. But of course, the offices we are working in indoor lighting and outdoor lighting. So the needs of the people has differentiated. Some of the people focused on their houses. Residential lighting has increased in amounts. Our showrooms are really welcoming much more guests than ever. But on the other side, the architectural offices are having troubles, and some businesses are getting low in their efficiency. So this also makes us having trouble in our project side. So we need to be flexible, I guess. If all over the world, if we can get more flexible attention to our businesses, I think we will get over. We'll see.
Okay.
We are trying to be sustainable.
We have to be, yes. I think one of your most closer collaborator was iGuzzini.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So,
iGuzzini is the first company that our founder started its business, and for more than 25 years, I think it's 29 years almost, we are working with iGuzzini.
yeah. So we are with Manuel Marcuz from iGuzzini. And as I know, Manuel, you are living in Istanbul, right?
Yes, correct.
Till how long time?
Very long time. It's more than 12 years.
12 years. So you are semi-Turkish and semi-Italian. Maybe you return.
I became an Italo-Turkish.
How is going life between Italy and Turkey during this pandemic period?
Well, it's not the best time, but we try to resist. Unfortunately, this pandemic it's very hard Italy, first of all, and then spread through all over Europe. And now we just have to resist. It's difficult. We cannot travel. We cannot go back to the company or even visit family, which is still in Italy. But it's a situation we are all facing all together, and we just have to resist. I think few more months, trying to make the best of it. This is the situation. The city is a city full of opportunity and very crowded. So for a pandemic, it's a bit critical. But if we are careful, we will get over it.
Okay, since we're starting to investigate about iGuzzini's works, we find out that you are lightning all over the world. You have so many projects in so many countries. So really I would like to ask, what is the reason, what is your source to have this sustainable success story?
The company started in the late 50s, so in 59 basically, with under the umbrella, let's say it was founded by the Guzzini family. And the Guzzini family has a previous experience in, let's say, in another business, which was material for products for the kitchen, like glasses or coffee machines or whatever you can see in a kitchen. So they use that experience in the let's say in the manufacturing of plastic object or object that were made mainly by plastic or by thermoplastic material. So using that experience, they started to manufacture lighting product, mostly decorative product at the beginning. Then in the 80s, they started, let's say, the business model became a little bit more oriented to architectural lighting. And being basically the first company in Italy to be considered as an architectural lighting company, it became immediately a leader in the market. And since it's always been a company developing new product, new trend, new technology, it allowed iGuzzini to be always ahead of most of the company in as far as lighting project and lighting design is concerned. So for today, the company has around 20 offices all around the world. So every corner of the world is covered by our sales network, which allows us to be present like I am in Turkey. So we have colleagues all around the world. So we're always on the, let's say, on the first line when it comes to project. We are always giving full support in terms of visit, in terms of technical support, lighting, design, whatever is required and needed, and also we have strong partners like by your side, so which allows us to be to work in a very fruitful way when it comes to lighting project.
Yeah, when we compare as a design product, lighting and the other products, it comes to me like light has a magical effect because it's changing the perception. It has a magic power to change the perception. So how do you define maybe the power of light in also urban and in design area?
It's a bit tricky because sometimes it's an object that you don't see. In many cases, you don't see the object itself, you see the effect of the object.
Yeah.
Which basically brings us to another part of another side of a design, which is we don't sell an object, we sell a function, we sell an effect, we sell something which is seeable on other objects, on a facade, on a big square, on a hotel, on an hotel room, or whatever it will be. So this becomes very powerful when our job is integrated with the architectural part of a job. So with the work that architects do, designers do, lighting designers do. So in that case, our job becomes crucial and very powerful. That's why we give the utmost value to the cooperation with architects and lighting designer. It's crucial for us. And designer, product design and project design. That's a crucial. Those are crucial values for us.
Yeah, you're right. Lighting is really integrated so much with architecture. Maybe now is the time to ask about in design and his consultancy in the field of architecture and Italian brands. Tankut, maybe you can describe your proficiency and the company TT&M Design Consultancy.
Hi again to all. Thank you for the invitation for that organization and a nice speech today. And we are a younger company rather than the others. We are only the 5 years old company as TT&M Design Consultants. But we have a proficiency and a background, and we are using the know-how of the companies which we represent in Turkey. They have a background in each different sectors, like 30 years up to 100, more than 100 years. And we have 7 Italian companies that we represent in Turkey. And they are all in the different fields. We try to use partners and to choose partners which we work in the market. We try to choose a partner which is not in the market or which will be the highest quality and the highest proficiency in the market. We are working like companies like RS Line, Etal, Verde Profilo, some Italian companies like this. Each of them are have a nice and a strong background on the auditorium seatings, acoustic solutions, vertical gardens, and the hospitality brands and the other. And in that period, as Özlem mentioned, that companies does not stop working and manufacturing. That's an advantage to represent the good brands, to feel their strong backgrounds with your company as a local partner.
I was about to ask about this because also we talked with Özlem about consumption. How is going consumption in the, especially for housing? Because we are talking that home verse has some new meanings after pandemic. Because people started to spend more time in their own spaces instead of spending their time in public spaces. So maybe putting more attention and putting more money on it. So how is going consumption in your field?
We can tell that people start to feel the soul of their houses. I think this is the key point, because before we spend more time in the offices, more time on the outside. Now we spend, and all the clients, also ourselves, start to spend more time in our houses. And as I mentioned, they start to understand the soul of the houses. Before, for example, I just want to give in a small example like this. Before, especially for the kitchen furniture, also the client tried to keep in a tight budget for especially for the kitchen, because most of them are used by the people who help them in the houses, and they spend less time in their kitchens. But in the pandemic period, they see that the kitchen is one of the place they spend more time in their residence, their homes. And now the mentality change, and the looking and the spending money for their kitchens also. This is another situation. Also, we are representing some office solutions, and now the part of the office solutions becomes a part of the residence also. This is another point that changed with the pandemic situation.
Lots of meaning has changed, and I think it's go on to change in the future. Now I would like to ask to Özlem about the role of lighting, especially urban and architectural design.
Yes, but first I want to add something to Tankut.
For sure,
Not only in the residential area, I think this pandemic reminded us that we have to be more healthful, and we have to care about our wellness. And it's very important to be in good condition, mentally and physically. All pandemics did to us to remind about this. But I think lighting also has a very strong effect on this issue as well. Before the pandemics, also most of the leading brands like iGuzzini in the market, global market, were also working a lot in order to increase the efficiency in manner of health issues or the wellness of people. Especially in the long working hours, people were very uncomfortable in their offices with the artificial lights. So most of the companies were putting too much effort on their research and development, and they were introducing new products about this issue. So and then pandemics happened. I think when we get back to our offices, so matter how, I don't know when and how, but at the end, the most important issue will be the healthful workers at the offices. People are talking and discussing this about in every aspect at the moment. So lighting will be the key figure in order to create such atmosphere in the offices, because we need to be in good condition after our lives, from now on. When it comes to your question, Manuel also mentioned that architecture can change by light. You can emphasize the good points of the architecture by light, or you can kill it. Light has the power like that. So, and also you know that everybody is also speaking about the light pollution at night time. The cities and the earth has also a great problem with artificial urban lighting. This is another issue. Not only ourselves, but also the earth and the other species will be helpful, should be helpful in their lives. So lighting also helps or negatively affects on that. So what we are trying to do is to tell more and more about the appropriate light for every single use, whether it's in an urban area or it's in a building. As Tepta we are very experienced on historical monuments lighting. It's totally a different issue, because you use the different color of light, different power of light, and different appliances for historic areas, or even it's an art piece, you'd behave totally different. And most of our brands, starting with iGuzzini, are very experienced on historical monuments lighting as well. But it all depends how you approach to the projects, because you can make a very terrible experience. You can create and design very terrible experience with wrong lighting projects and appliances, or you can upgrade the existing design with the lighting.
Yeah, and you can totally change
Yes.
about.
This is how I am
conception.
excited as
Yeah.
being a designer as well. Of course, I'm in the branding side or communication side in my company, but as a designer, it's really very exciting.
And we talk about maybe it's a good news for our design area that you created, you build a design center in Tepta Lighting.
Yes,
Is
it's a
it
very
suitable
new.
to talk about it?
Yes, it's a surprise. It's a very recent news. Tepta has been the design center which is issued by the Ministry of Science and Technology in Turkey. We haven't published the news yet, but it's the first time that I'm speaking.
We can give
Yes,
it-
we are a crowded team who is experienced more than 20 years. Every single worker in the team is having 15 years or 20 years of experience in Tepta. I'm one of the newest.
This is providing the
yes.
sustainability, I think, right?
Yes, and also we are very experienced in, we can do any kind of lighting projects. One of our recent projects is a bridge, or it's a urban project, or whether it's the kitchen like Tankut mentioned. So we asked why not to apply for such a grant. And we made a lot of differences in our physical office because they have rules.
Yeah.
And we changed the place of our team, and we started to gain more experience on education side. We classified our projects. It's really a hard work, and it lasted more than 1.5 years. But last week we had our letter from the ministry, and we are now a design center.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Because design field really need to have this research center possibilities,
Yes.
because we all know that government and also international powers are supporting
Yes.
research so much.
Yes, this brings so much collaboration. Now we have homeworks. The government also sends you a list of homeworks. Now we need to collaborate with universities. Maybe we
Why
will be doing projects with you, and we will also. We have to collaborate with our brands more than ever. And just after this Italian Design Days, we have also another event with iGuzzini to the architects and lighting designers. And this issue makes us puts us in an effort, which is very regular way of working. So we'll see. It's an adventure.
We're very happy to hear this.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I would like to ask to Manuel, how do you see the future of lighting?
So it's a very interesting question, and we are asked this question quite a lot recently. I think the future of lighting will be a future where lighting as an element will be much more integrated technologically. So it will be an element that will be controlled. It's a trend that already started. So, for example, if you talk about Bluetooth control, we've already developed some project where you can actually control the lighting with your mobile phone. So this is a trend which already started in the recent years. But I see this going to another stage where lighting will be part of a project where all the technological aspect of a project will be integrated into one big, one big element, and lighting will be one of those. So of course the LED revolution made it easier to integrate lighting into this kind of situation. So the future lighting, as I was saying, will be more and more situation where lighting is an integral part of projects technologically. So the possibility to control the lighting through other devices, like today we can do with tablets and mobile phone, and the possibility to control scenarios, to have automatically control scenarios, maybe integrated with other elements, maybe inside the house or an hotel room or wherever it is. So technologically, it will be much more about lighting as integral part of a project and of let's say a wider a wider part of the project. So I think this is the main trend that we expect for the future. So I guess the LED evolution will make it easier, and I see this as a main trend for the next years.
Thank you for your opinions. Thank you very much. And my last question is Tankut Mülayimsi, because I would like to know the relationship between Turkish consumers and Italian designs, and how it's going in these days.
You know, Italian design has a huge background. This is one of the important points for us. You know, it's a taste of Italian design, and Italian design is, I think, it's globally 2 or 3 steps forward for the all other countries. You know, also in fashion and also in design for the lighting and the furniture and the others. You know, if you visit before the pandemic situation, you know, all of us following the design fairs in Italy, and also you can see that most of the companies and the people coming from the other countries try to follow up the Italian design. They try to catch the Italian design taste and try to copy it. That means it's, that's it. You know, the main point, you know, especially Far East countries, they send the group of engineers and the designers to see the design and to copy the Italian design. But you know, for the Turkish end users, and the taste of the Italian design is important, and also the quality of the Italian design is important. You know, the finishings, the fabrics, and the leathers, and the woods, and the other stuff. But you know, I think in future, before 2 years ago, I think we have an organization. We had an organization in the Consulate of Italy, and the headline of that event was "Design in Italy and Made in Turkey." Maybe upcoming future, it will be one of the good solution also for Turkey and the region. You know, design in Italy and made in Turkey will be the future of the European design history. That's my point of view.
Very good and bright idea. We would like to really collaborate to be in this cooperation. Yes.
May I add something?
Yeah, please.
Because Tankut also mentioned very important and very hot points. Copying is the biggest problem in our market, but I can also understand the reasons. Today we have the cost, and the Turkish economical situation is very clear. I don't know what will happen in the future, but it's clear that people want good design, good taste in economic way. And of course, it's the situation about Turkey, not the Italian quality or not the Italian expenses. Turkish economics is really in bad position. But in this case, we are trying to survive in this market. Instead, what we are trying to do is to promote the products of our companies, which are not easily copied. You know, as a designer, all of us can tell that some designs are really very easily copied, especially in countries like very experts. We have very experts in copying, manufacturing. Turkey is a very skillful country for manufacturing. It's a good thing. It's a good asset. But of course, we are promoting the design part for the manufacturers. But when a design is ready for them, they see it in the fairs or they bring catalogs and they can easily produce it. But that's like Italian company can do, and most of our brands are doing that. Of course, when it comes to a technical company, it's very hard because both in iGuzzini or we are representing Siemens, they are really putting too much innovation in their lenses and in their techniques. And it's very hard to copy in Turkey. I bring it on the other side, but on the decorative part, if the design is so easy, it can be economically sellable in other countries, tasteful in other countries. For example, if it's a plain globe, it's good for Nordic countries, but in Turkey it's very easy to copy it. So we are always asking our brands to bring us new designs which are very hard or expensive to copy. And most of our collection is made up of like this special products. And also I think this characteristics makes Tepta special too, because most of our appliances are hard to make the mold, or hard to make the finish, or the color, or the quality of glass. Most of the Italian designs are using Murano glass, which is worthless. So this is the most important issue that Italian companies brings to the world of design, I guess. Yeah. And we are trying to catch this idea and catch these products. Some of my companies too often show me the new designs, and I'm like, no, this doesn't work in Turkey, because I know that they can do it in a day. Yeah, so we don't like to be a part of that, because we are very struggling. Even Tarzani, for example, is the most copied company, lighting company in Turkey. But as professionals, we can understand the quality, but the customers cannot. So they pay a lot of money for very low quality products. Of course, as companies, we are talking too much about this, like this, or we can write some issues or letters to them, but this doesn't help. This is a big problem. Yeah. So thank you for mentioning that. I jumped it.
Actually, it stops me very bad, because that shouldn't be a design criteria, not copyable. Maybe we can. Yes, but yeah, because design is a huge area, huge universe, and when you put limits on this, like uncopyable, maybe. Yes, but this is my reality every day. Not in the technical part, because, for example, iGuzzini, maybe Manuel can tell, iGuzzini has, for example, very unique optic technology, and it all belongs to. You can tell more about that.
Yeah,
so
it's
it cannot be copied, but you know, for the decorative part, it's so easy. What was the optic?
No, we have, for example, we have a product which is the bestseller of iGuzzini as a product family, which is called Laser Blade, which has been copied in all the way in all the market, and you find it from Alibaba to whatever platform. You will find it everywhere for $1 maybe. But the thing is, architectural and technical lighting is more than just aesthetics. So what Özlem was mentioning is the value of the optic, because good lighting means also a lighting which will guarantee a visual comfort. We experience it in some projects where copies have been sold instead of the original product. And then they came back to us and said, no, maybe it's better if I buy the original, because either you don't have enough lighting or you have lighting without visual comfort. So in an office project, if you are blinded by the light, if you are glared, you can't work in a proficient and proper way. On the other hand, if you don't have enough lighting, it's also bad. You will struggle to work or to feel in a good way. So lighting is much more than just an aesthetic, just a luminaire that you recess in a ceiling and you say, because if you put them in your hand, a copy and the original, you cannot understand the difference in the price. You have to see them working. You have to see how.
Yes, sure.
And you have to understand the difference they make once they are switched on. And that's where our role starts, to tell people, to show people the difference, to make them understand. In some cases it's more difficult than others, but we have to do that. That's part of our job.
Yes, that's part of design. Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
I would like to thank all to participate our design panel. And also I would like to thank to Galata Port Istanbul. They are hosting us in Galata Port venue as our venue sponsor. I would like to wish to all first health, success and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Ciao.
It was a pleasure.
Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.